Here we are in London Soho at Diamond Jack's, the oldest tattoo shop in central London, I believe.
Very much so, yes. The one and only, the one that's registered, the first one here, you've got it right.
And I'm here for a very good reason, because Dennis Cockell, the original owner of the shop, is right here with me now.
I certainly am.
And to tell us about your history, because you've been tattooing for 50 years.
Yes, I certainly have. I've been tattooing for 50 years this year. So I started in '69 and had a shop before this and travelled around a bit. Then I set this up in the early '80s. But I've been travelling since then, and I've since changed location and bits and pieces like that. But I've come back here to do 50 days in a row at Diamond Jack's, which you can see. And I'm here now talking to you.
And you say you're going to do 50 tattoos in 50 days, but you're actually doing more than 50 tattoos, really.
Yes, it's 50 days, no limit to the amount of tattooing. I'm a 24-hour guy, so that could add up to be a lot more in the long term. But now I'm doing 3 or 4, 5 or 6, 6 tattoos a day. And I'm here for 50 days again.
So let's talk about it in a moment, but let's talk about your history. And how did you first get into tattooing in the first place?
Well, basically it's through art. I used to be a graphic designer in my very early days, which is a long time ago obviously, and it all started around that really. And if I wasn't doing tattooing now, I'd be doing graphics probably on the computer like most modern people today.
And where was you first based when you first started?
Well, probably at my parents' place. I started off part-time obviously because I had a full-time job. And then it just developed around that. I got more work on and I got better as I went along because there's no apprenticeships in those days. Corresponded with lots of great tattooists in the world and just snowboarded from there really.
And how did you practice leading up to your first tattoo?
That's a long story. No, you practice on fruit and then you just get the feel of it and then you just build off of that and then you get a few of your local friends down and then do small bits and pieces and it just builds and goes from that. But with the art side of it, which is the graphics, then I was halfway there already, so the door was kind of like half open.
Do you remember doing your first tattoo? Was it on a friend, was it?
Well, I was on a friend, yes, and it was an English rose on the shoulder, right high up on the shoulder there. And they're still around today.
Good, happy customer. Like me. Hope he's not covered it up, has he?
No, he hasn't covered it up, only when he puts his clothes on.
So how did you end up here in Soho?
Well, basically, I had a shop in Finchley Road.
Yeah.
And I was there for a long time, but unfortunately with them putting buildings down and changes and redeveloping the area, a whole row of shops had to move and I was one of them. They've got a shopping centre there now, like lots of changes in the world, and then nothing available at the time, and I actually found this place in the Evening Standard, the London Evening Standard, and I came, viewed it, and I thought it would be good, and nobody else in the area at all at that time whatsoever. Then I set it all up and worked hard, and for about the first 5 years I just worked on my own here.
You're quite lucky in a way, because normally in London, with gentrification and all that, normally people have to move out of London. You moved into London.
Yeah, I just wanted to reverse it, and I like to do things a bit different. I don't want to follow the pack, and but there was nobody here, like I said.
Yeah.
And well, Finchley Road is not that far from here, but I just came in a little bit closer. But I was tattooing a lot of people from this area anyway, so I knew there would be a lot of work here anyway.
What year was that exactly? Well, 1980 was it, or?
What, here?
Yeah,
early 80s I set this place up completely. And it used to be a editing video, small video company. And then it just came up and then I just applied, I got it, I went through everything, I made all the changes completely and I worked the whole, like I said, the first 5 years by myself.
Tell us more about Soho back in the day. It's still a busy area, but people say London is sort of declining with Crossrail and everything's sort of disappearing, the old London.
Yeah.
How was it then, you know? It was a busy area.
Yeah, it was always busy, and it always has been busy, but now it's gone a little bit more, changes with the bigger shops moving in and things like that, so we're losing the more individual, small places. But this has stood the test of time here. And you can look through the window now and you can see all the changes around you, but it's still quite busy here. But in those days it was even more busier because there was more unique shops and people came to this area for the fun, for the excitement, for the girls, for everything, and for tattoos too.
What's the secret of its longevity? Why is it still here?
Well, it's quality that we do here only, that's number one. It's the oldest established tattoo shop. People are still getting tattooed today, although you've got maybe 10 or 15 within a radius of this area. but this is the number one.
One thing I picked up this earlier actually, when I was in the bar with Faye earlier, and obviously back in the 80s and even early 70s before we had this bar, not many women had tattoos. You know, what was the ratio of men versus women back in the first
well, obviously
parties?
it was more men, from like going back in time, but it didn't take that long for more women to get tattooed, and it's not quite 50-50 at the moment, but it's certainly 60-40%, and more people for the music business, more singers, more musicians in the female, and so really it's you know, equal rights really in a way.
That's good. And you just mentioned the musicians, you know, we're in the hub of Soho, and you know, I think that's what drew you here in the first place, was your love of music, you know, the good old Marquee Club, and you know, luckily I caught the tail end of the Marquee Club. And what's your memories of that? Because there's never been a better music venue that's replaced that, really, has there?
No, there isn't, unfortunately, yes, and that's a shame, really. I mean, you've still got the 100 Club in Oxford Street, but the Marquee was absolutely mind-blowing. All types of music, any day of the week, virtually. Then you've got the Intrepid Foxes around the corner. And lots of musicians, that's gone unfortunately, and lots of musicians used to meet there, and kind of like before they went to the gig and after the gigs. But this is the heart of still a lot of the music, not quite so much as it used to be, obviously, with the venues disappearing and stuff like that. But then you've got the jazz festival starting next week. So it's still buzzing to a certain extent on a different wavelength in a way. But there's lots of musicians still live within the area and recording in the area. You've got Denmark Street still going. So, but there's changes in between. Sometimes they're for the good and sometimes not so good. But no, we're still busy here. And
hopefully when this crossroad does open, hopefully you can, you know, bring it
there'll
back
be more people coming through. And
I'm talking the Marquee Club, what was your favourite band you saw there?
Well, obviously I saw so many of the early punk bands, 999 and all that, Killing Joke, all those early bands, and obviously then after that the Stray Cats came over. And they loaded it up a little bit there, but so many bands played there over the years. Obviously not all my favourite, but a lot of them were my favourite at the time. You've been there yourself, you know all about that.
The sweat dripping down the walls, and your feet sticking to the floor, and
but
the overflowing tours, but we loved it.
It's all the enjoyment of it, you see. From those early days, and those magic moments always stay with you no matter what. They can build a new skyscraper and that, but you've still got those early memories, haven't you? And those sounds in your ear, you know what I mean, from those days.
You just mentioned the Stray Cats. I believe Brian Setzer was one of your customers. He's had a tattoo here.
Yes, he was. I tattooed him in 1980. They came to London, obviously they're American. Their first gig was at Dingwall's in Camden. And he wanted to get a tattoo, so they looked around and asked around, and I actually tattooed him first in Finchley Road. I tattooed him and his manager on the same day. And the only other member that's tattooed is Slim Jim. I didn't tattoo him on that day, but I've tattooed a lot of tattoos on him, but also more on Brian. We became friends over years. They've been here as well in Diamond Jacks, but I started tattooing those in Finchley Road in the very early days. We became friends and stuff like that, and me and a chap in America called Bob Roberts was the first two to ever get a credit of a tattooist tattooing bands on their record.
Excellent. Now, what does that mean to you when you see that in print?
Well, I think it's good, not only for me, it's good for advertising, but it just proves that band members are getting tattooed and they're going to the right people, and it's like a bit of, you know, it's a good place to be, like a 5-star.
Of course, they want the best. You've got to have the best,
Well, that's right, and also now they've got a brand new LP coming out. Which is a box set. Now I've actually just done all the artwork for the box set.
Did you go to Hammersmith the other week?
I was there, and it wasn't the other week, it was a little bit longer than that.
2 months ago now,
I went there both nights and met all the boys and that as usual, because we go way back. And the idea, I've just done all the artwork for the box set and created a Stray Cat game. So when you buy the box set, you're going to get a Stray Cat game, which is the first exclusive ever been a game inside a box set.
Tell us more about this game, it's not like roll the dice and Tiddlywinks, is it? Tell us more about this game.
Well, it's not Snakes and Ladders. You're going to buy the box set and you'll know all about it. When you've had a few beers and you play the music, you'll be dancing on the table, no doubt, with Faye.
Excellent. And of course, celebrity guests, I'm sure you're a humble guy, you know, but you've had Ian Astbury from the Cult, Steve Jones from Sex Pistols, Mark Allman, Soft Cell, you know,
it's just
iconic stars.
Well, yeah, I only do the best.
When they're laying down, it's a bit like, a bit like the hairdresser. Do they open up to you and reveal all their secrets,
Well, they certainly do, and I can't repeat those.
No, of course not.
They're on camera.
Yeah.
But yes, obviously, they're human beings like you and me.
Yeah.
No matter how big a star they are, or how much money they've got, or how many gold records they've got on the screen, at the end of the day they're just like me and you.
Yeah.
They like to have a drink and a good time, and that's great.
Do you ever get honest and say, that last record you did, terrible?
Is it playing at the time or not? Maybe I don't hear all the records, only the ones that I want to hear.
Yeah.
So, I don't really discuss too much of that. They've got their job, they're professional, I've got my job, and they don't tell me how to put the tattoo on them. I change the designs, I draw things specially for them, but they come in with the ideas and we go from there. Any colour today, even UV tattoo is quite popular today, you see.
But when some people do come in with an idea, is it an idea that you can absorb straight away, or is it you sort of take it in and think, right, okay, that's a good idea, but we're going to take it this way? Where do you go?
I'm going to measure the arm or the body, or what size they want it, first of all. Do they want it full colour? Do they want a little bit of colour, soft pastel, black and grey? So sky's the limit. I've got to talk to them first. They've got to show me an idea. Maybe today they bring their mobile phone in, they've got a bit of a picture or a sketch, and then we can go from that. I could draw it all up for them, make an appointment, come back and see me, and then away we go.
Well, if someone came in, a bit like myself actually, I've never had a tattoo in my life. So I want a tattoo and I ain't got a clue what to have. What would you say to me?
Well, have a look at the books, look around a lot, don't jump into it first of all, and think about what you want. Now, some people have something that's personal to them. Not necessarily their girlfriend or boyfriend's name, but something a little bit more sentimental and that kind of thing. But they might have lost a loved one and they want something in that way, but not necessarily a full cross and all that kind of stuff, but a little bit of a softer way of something that person that's left them may like. So there's other ways to go about getting a tattoo that means something, and it means something to individual in different ways. And also, where do they want to have the tattoo today? That's the other question. They may have a 9 to 5 and the boss says, don't turn up with that, too low down your arm, and then they might have it on the shoulder.
Something that's been more prevalent in recent years is tattoos on the neck, which once upon a time was complete, for that very reason, of 9 to 5 jobs.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. There's always a time and a place for most things today. And the same as, all walks of life, really.
And you travelled to Japan to further your experience of art. What was that like going to Japan?
That was a great experience to go to Japan. I corresponded with a lot of people over there. I went over there for a couple of years and I learned their way of tattooing, not necessarily by hand, but now it's become even more popular over there. You've got open shops and things like that. It's not undercover and you've got to know a friend and be there at midnight and make an appointment and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's very open now. It's a bit like us really. They're changing as well, but then also China now. There's more tattoo shops over there than anywhere else nearly. In America, and now I corresponded with those people and all that. Went to the original Sailor Jerry shop in Hawaii, Honolulu, and all that. So I travelled a lot to gather as much information and to learn as much as I can. Then when I came back here, then I set it all up and done it in a different way.
Yeah, you just mentioned Sailor Jerry.
Yes.
Tell us more about Sailor Jerry. Sadly no longer with us.
Unfortunately, yes, he died in 73. But I corresponded with him for a long time. I was going to get my bodysuit off him, but unfortunately he died about a year before I was going to go and visit him. So unfortunately we lost him, and that was it really. But I visited the shop a little bit later, and it was pretty much the original with a new owner, obviously. But he was one of the great full masters in those very early days that could really put colour in and bring a tattoo come alive in many ways. So a great master. Unfortunately his name, a lot of his designs still live today, and you can buy plenty of books on and about him.
There's a programme on TV, the Tattoo Fixers, and it always sort of starts off with some guy coming in the shop and goes, I was on holiday in Magaluf and I got a bit drunk and I got like an embarrassing tattoo. Do you get much of that people come in your shop and do you get their old tattoos covered up?
Yeah, they come in, they got their old girlfriend, or they want to enlarge the tattoo. They might have had a small one as a sample. You haven't had your sample yet, but they may want to have had a sample of a small thing, a small swallow or bird, and they might want to enlarge that, and that's easily done. And I can cover what they've got on. So they can have a complete new tattoo cover the old one completely. You'll see no trace of that. Make them brand new and give them what they want now as they've grown up and got older and changed their life a bit, maybe.
You always hear these sort of stories, like just mention somebody in a handbag a little bit drunk. If somebody came here and he noticed they're a bit tipsy, would you tattoo them or not?
No, I don't tattoo. And also there's an age limit now. You must be 18 to be tattooed. But all things happened in the past that was everybody done everything. But now the law, shops registered, hygiene important too. Because lots of germs are in the world today and things like that, so the hygiene is very important.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because you never know who's got what. I could be talking to you, you could be talking to me, but who knows what we got.
And this was the first tattoo shop to get
fully registered in Soho. We're talking about now.
With a health authority.
Yes, fully registered in Soho with a health authority, and that's what it got a good name in a way because people. It was like a rubber stamp to say, yeah, you go there, you got no problems. Like a 5-star hotel.
Yeah. So there's nothing to worry about. Obviously, you know, in the 80s, the AIDS fear and people, oh, we can get it by kissing or whatever, you know, but obviously there's nothing to fear, is there?
No, not with this. No, nothing at all whatsoever.
Excellent. And you've got a new partner, well, new owner here, Dale.
Yes, we have, yes, the new man, yeah.
You sort of signed the legacy over to Dale. Tell us more about Dale.
Well, I'm going to let him, you talk to him after. He can tell you more about himself than I can tell you about him. I can only tell you about me, but he's the right man to take it on, and obviously Diamond Jacks is the right place. Obviously you'll be speaking to him later, and I'm sure you can have those questions.
And you celebrating 50 years of tattooing.
Sure.
We mentioned right at the beginning of the interview, 50 tattoos in 50 days, but you're doing more than that. And I think we're in day 11 at the moment, so we'll be day 13 when this video goes live. So there's no one, what's that, 37 days to catch you.
Yeah.
So people can still get an appointment with you, can't they?
Yeah, there's some appointments left if they want to phone in or make appointments with Diamond Jacks through me.
Soho.
Yeah, and I'll be taking care of them. It'll be a luxury service and it'll be a great tattoo.
And tell us about your own tattoos. You got many tattoos yourself?
Well, I could take my clothes off and blow your mind.
Don't do that,
But there's always a time and a place.
I'll just tell you my mind you're blowing.
Well, we've got young ladies in the audience here, so I don't want to go too wild today.
Well, it's been fantastic talking to you, Dennis, and wish you all the best for the future.
Well, thanks very much indeed. Maybe I'll see you in the next 50 years. Hope you're down and interview me next time.
We will do.
Take care.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
That's it, folks.
Cheers.